Edgar Wright's 2010 film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a movie full to the brim with Easter eggs, and in the 10 years since its release, Easter egg hunters have been very busy finding everything from video game and movie references to hints and clues about its own plot. The most popular part of this hunt was undoubtedly the search for all the hidden X's and numbers that represent the League of Evil X's. Seriously, these things are all over the place in this movie, and for the most part, it seems like all of them have been found. I have, however, discovered a completely new type of detail that is scattered through the movie that will not only kick off a new Easter egg hunt, but that completely recontextualizes the entire film. This new detail is the use of a certain symbol, both physically and figuratively, that completely changes how you will perceive this film. And that symbol is none other than the triangle. That's right, 3 sides, 3 points, and a whole lot of hidden meaning. These bad boys are all over the place. And I'm going to break it down for you piece by piece, starting with... Just take a look at the very first shot of this movie. Right there, at the top of the house. What's that? A triangle. It's been staring us in the face this entire time. I don't know how I never saw this before. It's setting up the whole true meaning of this film right from the get-go. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. The rabbit hole goes much, much deeper. At its core, Scott Pilgrim is a story about love, which is why that's the first place I went looking after my initial revelation. And what I discovered is that it's not a story about love at all. It's a story about love, triangles. Now we're really starting to get into the meat and potatoes here, so stick with me. There's of course the obvious love triangle between Scott, Ramona and Knives. There's a less obvious but still quite prominent love triangle between Scott, Ramona and Gideon. There's the borderline obscure ones like Scott, Ramona and Envy, or Scott, Ramona and Todd. Or Ramona, Envy and Todd. There's even the triangles that were honestly so well covered up that I honestly think I may be the first person to ever notice them, like Scott, Ramona and Lucas, or Scott, Knives and young Neil. I could go on and on, but I think that there are literally too many to name. So I'll just put the rest of them up on the screen. The point is that when you take a closer look at the driving force of this movie, what do you find? Triangles. What else is this movie about? Music. And who are the 3 bands that we see in this movie? That's right, Sex Bomb-Omb, Crash and the Boys, and Clash at Demon Head. And before you say it, the Katayanagi twins do not count. They are a duo, not a band, and it totally derails my whole theory if you call them a band. But that's not important. Who are the members of Sex Bomb-Omb? You've got Scott, Steven, and Kim. Crash and the Boys? Crash, Joel, and Trasher. Clash at Demon Head? Envy, Todd, and Lynette. Can you see it? Each band is made up of a triangle, and altogether they make an even bigger triangle. You honestly cannot make this stuff up. As I mentioned before, the old craze of this movie was finding all the X's hidden in plain sight that were references to Ramona's 7 evil X's. But I ask you, what is an X really? The 24th letter of the alphabet? 2 lines intersecting? Or is it 4 triangles fitting together in perfect harmony and then simply removing their bases? It's a question that has baffled scholars for centuries. And if it's the whole triangle thing, well, that really supports my whole theory. Just look at how many triangles we can find if we just expand our understanding of what an X truly is. Speaking of the X's, their clothing also provides some hidden gems. Let's knock them out one by one. Matthew Patel has a triangle right there on the sleeve of his jacket. Lucas Lee's jacket, on the other hand, has a collar that is made up of some awfully familiar 3-sided shapes. X number 3, Todd Ingram, has, let's see, there's nothing there. Oh wait, hang on, he changes his outfit in the next scene, and there's still nothing. Moving right along, Roxy has these little triangle bits at the end of her hood. And finally, Katayanagi twins, let's see, some of these lines almost come to a point. Still not really a triangle though. Wait, there we go. More triangles on the collar. Nailed it! But wait, weren't there 7 evil X's? Yes, and the G-Man's getting a whole entry all to himself. This is where everything came together for me. Just look at Gideon's logo. It's 3 G's shaped like triangles in the shape of a larger triangle. Which kind of reminds me of something. That's right, it's the band triangle of triangle bands. Hang on a second. Does Gideon's symbol represent the BTOTB? Is it a representation of all the bands he controls during the movie? Wait a minute. Crash and the Boys didn't really have anything to do with him. Okay, forget what I said earlier. The Twins are totally a band. Crash and the Boys got vaporized, so they're the ones that don't count. And we'll just call the third member of the Katayanagi Twins band their keyboard. Yes, the BTOTB totally holds up. But on to the final point. The Chaos Theatre that Gideon builds, his lair, and the location of the final showdown, the centerpiece of that whole room, is none other than a pyramid, which is basically just a 3D triangle, what with its 4 sides and flat top. I don't know how I didn't see all this sooner. Scott literally fights the final boss on a giant triangle. It's just all so clear now. So what does this all mean? We found the triangles hidden in plain sight, but why are they there? I have a number of different theories, and I'm going to break them down one at a time in part 2 of this video. But in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and comment below your theory on what you think the triangles mean. I swear, I won't just take the best theories for myself.